right, so if you're seeing my screen, you should be seeing this question, right? The equation of the quadratic shown in the graph below, factored form. So the factored form, let's forget about A for this round. Let's just consider A. We're working on part A here. So you write it in this form: f of x equals a x minus the intercept, x minus the intercept. So we're talking about the x-intercepts. You have them written here as like P and Q, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think the word is more helpful, but that's okay. So this one on the right here is x minus 2. P is 2. That's what you wrote here. And then it's x minus a minus 2 because Q is 2. And then it tells you that A is 1. Okay,
Right.
so you don't leave the 1.
And I wouldn't just write it as +2. It would have to.
You would write this over as x plus 2.
Okay.
And this is factored form. This is done. Factored form means you're going to have factors. These are each factors. That's a factor, and that's a factor. Is that okay? Is that clear?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. So now let's do part B. So I'm going to snip in part B. I know I have it already there. So write the equation of the quadratic function in vertex form. So you need to know vertex form. Like you got to be able to roll out of bed and be like, vertex form is a x minus h squared plus k.
A x minus h plus square, and that's for
Vertex form.
vertex, which is at the top or bottom.
Yeah, the vertex is at the top of the bottom. It has the form h comma k. Now you've identified it in your picture. It's 0 comma negative 4. Do you follow that? So you take those values. You take 0 and put it in for h. You put minus 4 and put it in for k. And then a is still equal to 1, so that goes there. So your f of x, you're just substituting in values. 1 times x minus 0 squared minus 4.
X minus 0 squared minus 4. All right. And then you'd have, yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay, so now kind of like a few other problems here. You never leave it as x minus 0.
Oh, you have to multiply.
And you don't really want to leave the 1 there out front either. So it's the 1 goes away, minus 0 goes away. So it's just x squared minus 4. And this is believe it or not, is your vertex form, even though it's not a good question from your instructor because it's got a weird vertex. Okay, but that's
practice a little bit of problems like this today. Try and get that down because like I feel like I have like 75% of it.
Okay. Let's do part C. Or do you want me just to start with a new problem?
Let's do part C and then we can do a new one.
Okay. So part C, it's
no, I get part C. Let's just do it.
Okay. Let's do it. Okay, no problem here. No problem here. So I have to make one up, and this just full disclosure, this may or may not actually work in like this may not actually be a problem, but I'm gonna
just try your best.
I'm gonna try really well to get this to work out nicely. Okay, so here is a parabola like this. Okay, so I want you to write in part A, I want you to write this in factored form and assume that A equals 1, although it actually does not, but let's just go with that. A actually equals 1/2. Let's go with that.
A is equal to 1/2. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make a little sketch of this.
And full disclosure, this is 4 comma 0, and this is minus 2 comma 0. This is 1 comma negative 2.
2, 0, 1, negative 2, factored form. A equals 1/2. Okay, so All right. You have to write out. I guess I'll do vertex first.
Okay, so let's do, so I'll write that down here, vertex form. That's fine with me.
It's fx equals a parentheses x minus h squared plus k.
Good.
So then fx equals 1/2 parentheses x minus 2. Actually, wait, no, minus 1 squared minus 2. And then you can't.
So this is your final answer here.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of the other one where it was the 0, and I was like, oh wait, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I guess for factored, f x equals a x minus p and then x minus q, and then that would be 1/2 x minus parenthesis minus 2, then another parenthesis, and x minus 4.
Good.
And then you, I guess it would become like 1/2 x. No, 1/2.
You're done. You leave it like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, just again, full disclosure, like these probably won't equal each other. Like this graph is incorrect, but like the process is correct. Okay. Now you actually get a chance to do this again in number 2. So I'm actually going to grab that picture. We're just going to do the same thing. I should have grabbed this from the beginning here. So you've made some good notes here. You said, okay, that's P, and that's at 4, 0. And there's Q. Q is at 2, 0. Okay, and then you do have the right vertex. It's 3, -1. So I'd like you to try again that factored form and your vertex form.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to give you like a minute or 2 here. I'll write out the final answers, but I'm just going to mute myself while I step away and come right back.
Yeah, of course.
All right, how's that looking for you?
I'm just getting the vertex finished through.
All right, you let me know when you're done with both, and I'll write down the correct answer for you as well.
All right, thanks. Okay. So I don't know what the A is, but
oh, I'm sorry. It tells you that A equals 1. Apologies.
Okay, cool.
Go with A equals
1 here. 1. Okay, so I got fx, then I got fx equals 1 parentheses x minus 2 and x minus 4.
Okay.
And then for vertex, I got 1 parentheses x minus 3 squared minus 1.
Perfect. Okay. Now part C is to like verify that these are the same. Okay. So to do that, to do part C, what you're going to do you take your answer from A and you're going to FOIL it. Okay. So do you know what I mean by that?
It's where you like put, like you multiply x and x and x and minus 4.
Yes. Okay. And then for part B, okay, you have to do what is called expand the binomial. So you actually need to write another line here. You need to write x minus 3 times x minus 3 minus 1. And then you FOIL this.
All right.
So I'd like you to do one or both on your own before we move
Yeah,
on to something else. Give that a try here.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so let me show you what I get when I FOIL this. I get x squared minus 6x plus 8. And over here, when you FOIL this, you get x squared minus 6x plus 9 minus 1. But then you combine these two, and that's how you get x squared minus 6x plus 8. Your instructor is trying to tell you, and I think this is a good thing, that these are the same. Like these are absolutely the same, and they're supposed to be the same. So if you had like unlimited time on your exam or enough time to check these, you should consider doing that.
Yeah.
And that's I think is the point there on that one. Do you feel good enough about that particular topic?
Yeah.
To move on?
All I need to do is just like get those formulas memorized, but
yeah. Okay, one thing we did not cover here and I should ask you is, what is the Y-intercept?
The Y-intercept is 4, 0, 4.
That is, let's go back and look at the drawing, the graph here. So it's where it crosses the y-axis, and we don't really know. It's where it crosses the y-axis. So the way you get it from the equation, the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So I want you to put x equals 0 into either equation, and you can let me know what it is. Either one, either this one here or this one here.
I guess 9. I mean 8.
8. Y equals 8. Yes. So that's the y-intercept. It's 0, comma 8.
All right. Would it always be like that last number?
It is, but let's just say I gave you this f of x equals a 2x minus 1 squared plus 4. And I told you that x equals 0. It's not this number anymore. You have to actually put 0 in for x.
So could you elaborate on that a little bit more?
So if I ask for the y-intercept, you have to take 0 and put it in for x.
Okay.
So you have to find f of 0. So it's 2 times 0 minus 1 squared plus 4. And you have to simplify this.
Okay, so then
So I'd like you to try to simplify this for me. This is order of operations.
6?
Yeah. So y equals 6.
Okay. So that the y part's not too difficult.
No, it's not, and it's not meant to be. but it could be, it's easy to write something that looks right, but is actually wrong because you're trying your best to, learn a lot of stuff during this time. Okay, let's go to question 4. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So write the equation of the line that passes through this point. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to snip this in. In point slope form. So you have correctly written point slope form here. This is your handwriting, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is correct. M is the slope. How do you find the slope? What's the formula for that? Do you recall?
Y squared minus y1 over x squared minus x1.
Yeah, we say y subscript 2, not squared, but yes, completely correct. So now you may or may not realize this actually is an ordered pair, and so is this right here. So when it says f of -3 equals 5, this is x, the -3, and this is y. So this becomes the ordered pair -3, 5.
So is the other one also x and y?
Yes.
And then it doesn't matter which one's the squared, correct?
The 2. It does not, as long as you're consistent. Like if this is y2, -7 is y2, then x2 better be 1.
All right.
So go ahead and find the slope for me, please. Give that a try.
Okay. Wait, so would I be putting that? Okay, wait, I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, it's because I'm asking you. This is an important part of your learning is like taking action here, and I'm asking you to do things rather than me just putting the numbers into the formula because you know how to do this.
Yeah.
You may need a reminder, but you do. You certainly know how to do this.
So it goes like the ones first and then the twos together, correct? So it'd be like -3 would be like
this is
y1.
x. This is x. -3 is an x.
Right, okay.
So it's either x1 or x2. It doesn't matter, but whichever one you choose, then 5 is the corresponding y.
Okay,
So
that.
I would make your life simple and just go x1, y1, x2, y2. Like,
Yeah.
And you can label them too.
X1, Y1. Okay. Okay, -3 is the slope.
Is your slope? Let's see here. Yeah, -12 over. Did you say positive or negative?
I said negative.
So -7 -5 over 1 minus a -3. Yeah, so it is -3. Great. So that's your M. Okay, you have your M. Now you actually get to choose which ordered pair you want to use. You can use either this first ordered pair or the second ordered pair, but you got to choose one, and you're going to write them into this equation. Okay, so which one do you want to choose, the top one or the bottom one?
I'll do -3 and 5.
Okay, so that means you're going to write y -5 because that's your y1. We already have it labeled. Your slope is -3, x minus a -3. And the only thing left to do is whenever you have a pair of negatives or subtracting a negative, you should change it to plus. So it's x plus 3.
Okay. Always make it like that. 5 -3 x plus 2. All right, yeah, that's what I got. So then
that's it for part A.
Like, what would it be? Would I ever be doing something where I'd go like multiply the -3 into the x plus 3, so it become like -3x and -9.
Maybe, yes, actually, that is exactly what you do in part B.
Oh, okay.
So part B is what you just asked me is because I'm going to snip it here. It says to write it in slope intercept form. So
Mhm.
another name for slope intercept form is solve for y.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, you distribute the -3 to both, you add 5 to both sides.
9, and then you gotta get okay, so this is a little bit weird, but I have 3x plus y equals -4. I don't think I did that right.
You have to solve for y. Y has to be alone on one side of the equation.
So, oh, I have to add the 5.
Yes, so you distribute this -3 to both.
So yeah, you get y minus 5 equals -3x minus 9. Add 5,
That's
y
right.
equals -3x minus 4.
Perfect. Part C says to graph the line. So there's the best form to graph a line in is probably this one, because you start with the b value.
Mhm.
You start with -4. -4 is the y-intercept. Okay.
All right, -4 intercept, and then I'm assuming -3 is the x-intercept.
Nope, that's the slope. -3 is the slope. So -3 over 1 is the slope. So that means you're going down 3, right 1.
1, 2, 3
So you're
over
going
1
down 3, 1, 2, 3, and
minus
then right.
7, or
Yeah.
well, 1 and -7.
Yeah, and you just need 2 points. This isn't a great graph because all of it's down here in this bottom right quadrant, but
Yeah, sure.
it is correct. I mean, it's
And this one would not have a y-intercept. Oh no, there is a y. What am I saying? X-intercept.
well, it crosses the x-axis right over here,
Oh right. I don't know.
but you don't
Yeah,
have
I
to
don't know what
find
I'm
it.
saying right now.
Well, I mean, I think maybe you're asking some questions that are important here. This is truly a synthesis of all the things you've been learning. So like if I give you a repetition of like part A, you would know how to do it. And a repetition of part B, you know how to do it. It's putting it all together here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this one says use any of your equations above to evaluate f of 0. So f of 0, okay, means x equals 0. So let's go back to your equation. You can replace y with f of x.
Okay.
So instead of writing y equals -3x minus 4, you can write f of x equals
Equals
-3x
-3x
minus
minus
4.
4.
And then that means that x is 0. So you're put 0 in for x. So it's -3 times 0 minus 4.
So then that would just become -4.
Yes. And that's your y value. So this is like, this says that when x is 0, y is -4. So it's the ordered pair 0, -4. Like that's the culmination of this problem. And they're asking, well, is that the x-intercept or is that the y-intercept? So go back to your graph. Okay, here's 0 minus 4. That's the y-axis, and that's the x-axis. What does this point mean? Is it the y-axis or is it the x-axis?
X-axis.
But it's on the y-axis.
All right. So yeah, y.
So it's the y-axis, okay? And that means it crosses the y-axis there. So that's the y-intercept.
Y-intercept.
So this is note card stuff. The y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis.
Mm-hmm. X-intercept is where it crosses the x-intercept.
Yeah, the x-axis, yes.
Wait, so on this one, like it technically crosses both though, right? Like
Right, but this is just asking about
the equation.
this f of 0.
Okay. So then like technically it could have been like -4 and 0 instead of 0 and -4, and then that would be the x-axis. Or I
You
mean
can't
x.
you can't switch them like that.
Okay.
I think the next one is asking the other thing. Yeah. Okay. We will do another problem like this because this is very unclear for you right now.
Okay.
And
Thank
I
you.
want it to be clear. Okay. So again, this is asking something different, and I'll try to show you this side by side in a moment. But your equation was y equals -3x minus 4, and we said that y is really f of x. Okay.
Mhm.
So now they're telling you to replace f of x with 0. They're saying make this thing right here 0. And then solve for x.
Okay. So -3 times 0 minus 4. 3 will
No, 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 no. You just said something that is not shown in this picture, in this line. You're solving for x. You're not putting 0 in for x. You're solving for x.
So
So you have to get x by itself.
isn't x already by itself then?
Well, no, there's a -3 in front and there's a subtract 4.
Okay, so
So you're going to add 4 to both sides.
oh, because x is 0.
Yes. No, no, x is not 0.
Okay,
f of x is 0.
that's
F of x.
very good.
Yes. I'm going to try to clarify this. Let's just get through this last part.
All right.
And then you divide by -3, divide by -3.
And would that be so you can have a fraction as the answer for this?
Sure, sure. You can have a fraction. X is -4/3.
Okay.
So when y is 0, x is -4/3. So that's the ordered pair -4/3 comma 0, because x always comes before y.
All right.
So when you go back to your graph, this point right here is -4/3 comma 0.
Is that also go down 4 and 3 over?
Yes. If it goes down 4 and right 3, you hit that point right there.
Okay. All right, I might want to do another one like this.
Yeah, we're gonna really emphasize this last part because it's got to be clear. So let's say I give you an equation, y equals -2x plus 6. Okay. There's two things that I can ask you here. It's like, and actually let me center this. There's two things I can ask you here. The first is the y-intercept. The y-intercept is when x equals 0. So the action step here, the what you're going to do, and hopefully you've got this, get this written down. What you are going to do is you're going to put, the action here is put 0 in for x.
Okay.
So this is y equals -2 times 0 plus 6.
All right, and I'm solving for the
Try to be careful with your words here, because like I didn't say anything about solving. I did in the previous problem, but like here you're just putting 0 in for x.
Okay, so your answer would be just +6.
Y equals 6. Y equals 6. So when x is 0, what does y equal?
Y equals 6.
Yes. So the y-intercept, so your summary here, your summary statement is the y-intercept is 0, 6. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. That's usually very clear. Now over here on the other side, they're not going to tell you it's the y-intercept, but they're going to say f of x equals 0. Okay, f of x equals 0. This you have to interpret to mean y equals 0.
Okay.
And here's the action step. step, you're setting either y or f of x, whichever one is given, as 0. So look up here in this. Do you have a y or do you have an f of x?
I have a y.
So y is 0 this time. And then the action step from here is you're solving for x. So look at these lines right here. These two lines side by side here. On the left, you're putting 0 in for x. On the right, y is 0. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you solve this line for x?
On the right side.
Yes. Yes. There's no x over on the left. So just on the right side, solve for x.
You have to subtract 6, correct?
Okay. Subtract 6 from both sides.
And then you get minus 6 equals minus 2x equals positive 3.
So you divide both sides by -2. So x equals 3. So now this one's different. X is 3, but what is y?
0 and 6.
0. So,
I mean, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, 0. Just
so
0.
it's 3, 0.
3, 0.
And this happens to be the x-intercept. Now look at the y-intercept, look at the x-intercept. Tell me, like, say some words about those besides the 3 and the 6 are different. Like, what do you notice about the position of 0?
They're like switched.
Right.
But
So
y-intercept is the y has a number for
yeah,
it.
that's true. And here the x has a number.
And it's in the first. Okay, this is going to make a little bit more sense.
Okay, so tell me which number is 0 here on the y-intercept?
X.
X is 0. Now let's go up and look. What did we do? We set
X is 0.
We put 0 in for x, and that's why x is 0.
And then we said y is 0.
Yes, very good. Okay.
All right, yeah, this is all coming together now.
Okay, let's try another one like this. So let's say, and I'm going to use f of x now. Let's say f of x equals, let's see, 8 minus 2x. So I want you to first find where this crosses the y-axis, also known as the y-intercept. Okay, the y-intercept, if you look at a little graph, that's when x equals 0. So on the left side here, I want you to set x equal to 0 in this equation.
All right.
And I'm basically asking to find f of 0. I'm asking to put 0 in for x, just like you did in the previous problem.
Okay, so you get 8.
That's right. And this is the y value. So when x is 0, what is y?
The y is 8.
8.
0 and 8.
So read this ordered pair out loud.
0, x is 0, 8 is, and y is 8.
Excellent. So 0, 8, x is 0, y is 8. And did you set x equal to 0?
Yes.
And that's the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is up here because that's that ordered pair. That's where it crosses the y-axis.
0 and 8. Okay.
Okay. So now we want to find where it crosses the x-axis. Okay. So again, like this is where it crosses this horizontal one. So this horizontal one is where y equals 0, but we don't have a y in this one. But y and f of x are universally used in place of each other. So here you set f of x equal to 0 or y equal to 0. So this thing on the left here becomes 0.
All
so
right.
notice in the one on the left, you set x equal to 0 because it tells you. On the right here, you set f of x or y equal to 0, and then you solve for x.
So you subtract 8.
Yes. So when you subtract 8, you get minus 8 equals minus 2x.
And then you have to bring that x over too. So
I would undo this. -2 is multiplying x, so I would undo it with division.
okay. So am I adding 8?
Nope, nope. You got to undo multiplication by -2.
I'm adding 2x.
You don't okay. Let's go back.
Okay.
Let's go back here. What did you divide both
Oh,
sides by?
-2.
Right, because that's the number in front of x. You divide by whatever's in front of x.
-2.
Yes.
So then you get 4.
X is 4.
Yeah.
What is y?
Is 8. So 4.
Where did you get that at? Where did you get that from? We're over here on the right. What is y?
We got that from when we were when x was 0.
But you can't use what's on the left on the right.
2. 0. Oh my god.
Somehow we got to make this clear. On the left, x is 0, and you're finding y. On the right, y is 0, and you're finding x.
Okay, I think I want to do this again.
Sure.
I feel like I'm like almost there. I don't know why this is like the gut of everything I've been learning lately. I don't know why this is the thing that's been like messing with me.
It's okay. All right, -3x plus 12. Okay, so on the left here, you're going to set x equal to 0 to find y. On the right, you're going to set y equal to 0 to solve for x.
Okay, x equals 0, find y. Okay. Okay, I think I got it.
All right, so the correct answer on the left here is that the ordered pair is 0, 12. Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay, now on the right, the correct ordered pair is 4, 0. Did you get that?
Okay, got that.
Great. Let's do one more. So do the same thing for me as we did before.
All right.
On the left, you're setting x equal to 0. On the right, you're setting f of x equal to 0.
Okay, 0 and 20 and 5 and 0.
You have it. You got it down. Okay, so we got 5 minutes left. Let's move on to a new topic.
All right.
And I think, yeah, 4-7, graph the line. Yeah. Okay.
And we can also maybe, what was that one thing we were doing? I'm trying to remember its name. Right, like
Completing the square.
something like that, where it's like last meeting we spent like the first half.
Yeah, let's not, like, I appreciate you being the only student ever to say, hey, let's do that, but let's
Yeah.
actually move you on to something here on your exam, because I don't see any of that on this. So
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that this study goes on longer.
will you ask your instructor, say, hey, Mr. Instructor, we're going to have completing the square on the final exam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Completing the skill, you said?
Yeah, ask if that's going to be on there, and then we can look at it whenever you schedule again a lesson.
Completing the square.
All right, so here's what I see on this drawing. I see x equals 4, kind of. So here's x equals 4. I would love to see it written on the graph. And I'd like to see some arrows up and down.
All right, label all of it. X equals 4.
And what I see is a good faith effort to draw something parallel right here. And actually, let me choose a different color here. I'm going to choose, let's go green. So we're going to draw something in green. Okay, the problem is I don't see an equation, and that's really what they want. So x equals, what number does x equal along here?
I guess 0. I mean 4.
So you have 4. This is x equals 4. 0 would be through here. So how far left did you go?
I went 4 to the left.
Okay, so let me so let's do that. Let's x equals
Did
-4.
I technically go 8 to the left since I?
No, that doesn't matter. No, you're overthinking it here. Okay, so let me try to help out here. I'm going to label a couple of points on this graph on the right here. This is 4,1. This is 4,6, and down here is 4,-3. What is the same about these 3 points?
They are all going down by 5, it looks like. And they all have 4 in it.
Yes, x is always 4. That's what this means. X is always 4.
X is always 4.
But y can change. Y could be 6, could be 1, it could be -3, it could be anything. But x is always 4. So over here on this this line on the left, this means x is always -4. So like this ordered pair here is like -4, 1. This one up here is like
4,6.
Sure. And let me make one different. Let's say this is -4, -2. But what is always true? What is x always?
-4.
Yes. So when you write the equation of a vertical line, so let me just summarize here, because that's probably all we're going to have our ability to do without making, sorry, get this maximized. So let's summarize. For vertical lines, the equation is always x equals a number. Okay, that number tells you the value that x is always. So for example, let's say x is 2. What is x always?
X is always going to be 2.
Okay. Now let's make an ordered pair. 2, pick a y value.
4.
4. Pick a different y value.
7.
Okay. Now I'm going to pick a y value. What is x?
2.
Yes. Don't overthink it. Let's say Y is 10. What is X?
2.
Let's say X is, let's say Y is negative pi. What is X?
2.
Sorry, Y 2. X is always 2. Now, if you were to graph all these points, they would all connect here.
All right.
Because X is always
2.
2.
All right.
All right. Okay, good lesson today, Zach. I'm pretty booked, so if you don't see a time that you need, just have your mom or dad text or call me, and I'll work you in. But thanks again for scheduling, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you, Matthew.
You're welcome.
See ya.
Have a great night. Bye now.
You too.